In this section, we will look at some management tasks, moving an atom, and how certificates can be loaded and managed in an atom. For many of the runtime management tasks, the user will need atom management privilege. Here's a list of the tasks that require atom management: setting both basic and custom account properties, restarting the atom, purging logs and local documents, viewing and updating counters, access to the web server, the queue server, the MLLP server, setting schedules, reviewing a list of deployed processes, stopping, adding, and editing deployed processes, reviewing information about deployed certificates, including certificates that have expired, review the status of listeners, and if needed, restart all or selected listeners, review a list of installed jar files, and check the status of a cloud's Atom workers and stop an Atom worker on the Atom workers panel. There will be times when you need to move an atom. This might happen when new hardware is installed or if the atom directory location needs to change. Moving an atom is not just a copy and paste function, so we're going to cover how to do it in these slides. As a general practice, don't move an atom. Create a new atom in the new server and then migrate processes from one to another. Do not duplicate atoms by copying the installation from one machine to another, or image a machine for use on another server. If you must copy a server image or atom installation, you must not start both atoms at the same time. You should delete the atom installation of the unused installation once the migration is complete. If you move an atom's installation folder to a different directory on the same computer, you must verify and change the following properties: container.properties file, the start.properties file, the atom.vm options file. Note that where atom is in parentheses, that means the atom is running as a service, or atom W simply means running in the console or desktop mode. You also need to change the two config files listed. Now, if you move an atom from the computer on which it was installed to a different computer, you must verify and change these properties: the container.properties file, and again the atom.vm options file, where atom in parentheses W means atom running as a service, and simply atom W without the parentheses means running in the console or desktop mode. And whether you are running in Windows or Unix, you must also address startup scripts. There are other considerations with web services and listeners. You will need to configure the external applications that connect to the atom. You may also need to update the connect.boomi.com URL, either changes in the application, the DNS, or the proxy. If you have certs or custom jar files, you will be able to move them to the new atom as well. You may need to re-import them into your JRE, and you must keep in mind that any jar files added to the original atom must be present for the new atom as well. Now we're going to change gears here a little and look at managing certificates. You can deploy certificate components directly to environments or atoms just like processes. Certificate deployments follow the exact same mechanics as process deployment and exhibit all the same behaviors with respect to versioning, audit trail, and redeployment. Deployed certificates are viewable in the Deploy tab. Simply change the dropdown from Processes to Certificates. You can deploy public X509 SSL certificates. These are the certificates obtained from the destination application or party and primarily used to encrypt the communication channel. These certs are often used with HTTP client, SOAP, mail, and AS2 for trading partners. You cannot deploy private X509 SSL certificates. These are the certificates generated and obtained for yourself and used when receiving requests from another application or party. You also cannot deploy PGP certificates, public or private. These are the certificates generally used to encrypt the actual document payload, often when exchanging data via FTP or SFTP. You also cannot deploy SFTP SSH keys. These are not even certificate components currently. You can view the certificates on the given atom by going to Atom Management, selecting the atom, and then Certificates. This is a real-time snapshot of what's in the Atoms Trust Store, including both your deployed user certificates as well as the certificate authority certificates included by default in Java runtime used by the Atom. You can view a certificate's technical details, simply click the name or arrow. Additionally, for user certificates, click Manage next to each certificate to find more information, including how it got there, by direct deployment, by process deployment, shared web server, etc., and a link to view the certificate component. In the Certificates tab, the list will include both public and private X509 certificates from independently deployed certificates, referenced with a normal process deployment, Atom Shared Web Server SSL, and Atom Shared Web Service User Management's client certificates for authentication. It does not include PGP certificates, either public or private, or SSL certificates set via the connection extensions for the environment or Atom. Another tab named Certificate Authority includes trusted root certificate and manually added certs. When a certificate is nearing expiration within the next 30 days, you will know about it in two ways: a system warning message in your notification menu, and a warning presented in user certificates table that will be highlighted in red.